affirmation that you are on the right path. See, some of y'all have been pouring from not just an empty cup, but a dry behind, boned out cup. Some of y'all really been putting y'all best effort out there, and you haven't done anything to replenish yourself in any way, shape, or form. And let me tell you something, friend, it shows. It absolutely shows. And I'm gonna say this while holding your hand, okay? I'm a little bit worried about you. I'm a little bit worried about you when I see you out there, you versus everybody else. Yeah, I get worried about you when I see you are grasping at straws, trying to take a sip to replenish what's happening inside, yet you fail every time because you get burned out. Yeah, I get really concerned about you, friend, when I'm looking at just how hard you're trying, but every single time you try even harder, what ends up happening is that you don't see immediate results. Therefore, you give up. Whew. And I feel it. I feel what's happening with you, inside of you. I feel the sadness. I feel the frustration. I feel the anger. I feel the phrase, why me? I feel like you feel lonely in this fight. I feel like you feel like, I feel like you feel like, girl, I believe that what you are experiencing right now is you going around in circles and not taking a moment to recognize what you actually did to get here. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We're going there. Because, see, the loneliness is because you don't know what to do when you can look at all of your accomplishments and say, oh my gosh, girl, I did that. Okay, didn't I tell y'all that? I did that. I'm actually somebody who survived. I'm actually somebody who is thriving. I'm actually somebody who is worth it. I am actually somebody who not just saved myself, but I brought other people along. Tap in. And so there is a point in time where you feel like you are on this track by yourself. There is a point in time where you feel like there's nobody else fighting with me. There's nobody else who understands me. There's nobody else who gets me. There's nobody else who wants me for me, because let me be very clear. As you are going through this journey, baby, let me tell you something. It get a little quiet out there. It gets so quiet that sometimes you wonder if the people that you risked it all for, if the people that you gave your shirt off your back for, if the people that you gave your last little bit of dollars to, if the people that you picked up the phone for and you was able to be there for them at all times of the night, all hours of the night, you was able to wipe their tears and say, girl, it's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. I got your back. It's whatever you want to do. Only for them to turn right back around, do the same bad ish that they were doing before and not heed any of your warning, any of your insight, any of your spiritual knowledge. None of that. I feel like all of that, where you are right now, the lessons and the blessings that came along with that, you feel like you were just out there on the limb, just girl, not doing that. You're not giving yourself no props for that. And that's why I'm here, because we're closing this gap in between you feeling lonely, like you're out there just fighting with no one to support you. We're closing that gap right now. Yeah. Let me pour into you. This message is for the woman who believed that she was so far off her path that she just stopped. She no longer poured into herself. I'm here to let you know that, baby, you've been on the right path. You've been there. The reason why you got a little bit sidetracked, sister, the reason why you got a little sidetracked, woman, the reason why you got a little bit sidetracked is because you believe that there's always something active that has to be going on around you for you to feel useful. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Were you ready for that? Probably not. Yeah, I know for a fact that many of you find your value and your worth by solving other people's problems. And I'm here to tell you to stop that. Stop believing that your worth is only found in you being the catalyst for healing for other people's problems. Okay? Because what that actually leads to is you being dispensable. Yeah, no, not indispensable. No, girl. No, they're going to find you being dispensable because all they're going to do is come to you, ask you to solve their crisis in the immediate, and then throw you away like you never mattered in the first place. That's what's going to end up happening. That's why a lot of y'all feel slighted in your relationships. That's why a lot of you are coming to the point, coming to the idea, coming to the conclusion that a lot of your friends don't really like you. That a lot of your friends really is not messing with you, girl. That's really the truth. I know. I'm saying it with a smile on my face, but the fact of the matter is that you know I'm telling you the truth right now. You know that what I'm saying is absolutely real right now. You are starting to realize that the people around you, they don't value you for who you are. They value you because what you provide in their time of need. Out of the 10, 15, 20 people that you have bent over backwards for to make sure that they are okay, how many of those people did the same for you for anything? Like the YouTube video, like the Instagram post, supported you in your business, went with you somewhere when you were scared, poured life into you when you were nervous about your first board meeting or asking for a raise or applying for a job. How many of those straight up and down without hesitation showed up at your proverbial front door? That means on the phone, on the Zoom, or actually at your front door and said, girl, we're going to walk through this together. Some of y'all might say, all right, one or two. Some of y'all might say 3 or 4. Some of y'all, but most of y'all are going to say none, Cass. None showed up for me. Yeah. And you feel like because no one showed up for you, you being upset about that is showing weakness. You feel like you saying something about that makes you look like you shouldn't have room to complain. And let me tell you something about people believing that you don't have room to complain, because this is a differentiator. And I want you to listen to what I'm saying. The reason why your friends, specifically other women, but you got men as well, believe that you don't have room to complain is because you've actually done the work. Yeah, you've done the work. You got the degrees, you got the certifications, you've done the inner work, you go on your trips, you go on your retreats, you go to therapy, you look good. You don't look like what you've been through. Okay, tap in. Oh, baby. You don't look like what you've been through. Okay. You never let somebody see you down. Right? Even when you was without, you was always blessed. And because people didn't equate your external presentation to your internal presentation, or maybe because they equated your external presentation with your internal what's going on with you internally, they actually believe that there's nothing wrong with you. You don't have a right to complain. And you even have people who tell you that what you're doing is making things up. You have people tell you that what you're saying is not true. Look at you. Look how beautiful you are. Look how happy you look on the outside. What you complaining for is what they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you. And that's why I'm here to let you know They some hating hoes. hmm They don't like you. They don't care about you because there should never, ever be an issue with you coming out of your mouth and saying, hey, friend, I am having a difficult time and I need support. And your friends turn around and tell you, girl, you look fine to me. So many accomplished, high authority, high capacity women experience this. They experience being brushed off because all they're asking for is support. And you know what's even crazier? These same people who brush you off are so comfortable in sharing in your success. They are completely comfortable with telling you that your success is their success. They never wrote a term paper. They never stayed on the phone with you to write a term paper. They never went to the library to do research with you. They never helped you study for a test. They never paid for a certification. They never came over to help you watch the babies. They never came over to help you get dressed for the big interview. They never came over to do anything, yet your success is their success and their failure is your failure. But when they succeed, it ain't got nothing to do with you. And that's the realer than real deal Holyfield. Yeah. So what I'm here to do is I'm here to really give you some love and let you know that you're not imagining things. What you've been through is absolutely valid and is real. You don't have to keep your mouth quiet to ensure that somebody in your circle feels comfortable. Their uncomfortability with you healing yourself, loving yourself, and asking for assistance ain't got nothing to do with you. That's a them problem. Okay? You can't help it if they lacking. You can't help it if they choose to remain silent. We don't do remaining silent over here unless, we getting read our rights. But listen, okay, that's a whole nother story for another time, and I'm not an expert in that field. But what I am saying is that you have the right to remain silent. Okay? So it's strategic that they choose to not support you when you are asking for it. And one thing I know about the collective here, one thing I know for sure is that we're going to ask for help. We're going to ask for help from the right people. And if we don't know the right people, maybe our people know the right people. That's one thing I know for sure. And it's so amazing how just asking for help and someone saying, hey, you know what? I got you, would be a sign of reassurance. That's it. It's not much. You're not asking for much. But I feel like you're carrying this. You carrying this is a heavy load. Yeah, it's a heavy load. It sucks to feel lonely when you're on a journey of the next, right? It sucks when you feel lonely because you're not spiraling out of control and starting over again, right? Because the majority of services and people and coaches around here, they gear their services and their communities around you continuously being broken. You're not broken. Like what? You're not broken. I refuse to believe that a beautiful, accomplished woman like you is broken right now. Not when you've invested in your healing. Not when you've taken the time to know who you are. Hi. Not when you've taken the time to heal. Not when you've taken the time to love yourself. I'm not saying you're 100% all the way around healed, but what I am saying is that you're not starting from ground zero. But the people around you might want you to be starting from ground zero. And you got to watch out for them ground zero heifers. I was about to say something else. I'm trying to watch my language here on this platform. Okay? You're tired of fighting. You're tired of fighting for people who would never even pick up a proverbial sword for you. You're tired of fighting with yourself to make a decision on whether or not these people should stay in your life. And not just these people, these decisions, these environments, these situations. Some of them are these jobs. Some of y'all are still arguing and fighting within yourself to ask, do I belong in this space? Let me tell you something. There's not a maybe here. There's a yes or a no. Do you belong in a space where you're unsupported, unloved, unpaid, ignored, dispensable, lied to? Do you belong in that space? The answer is going to be no. Like, don't stop. And I know a lot of y'all, I got history here. I got know this person. I got history with this person. And I know this my friend since I was in middle school. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. And the fact that you are allowing your emotional ties to keep you there, that's a no. Not just a no, it's a hell no. Okay? I need you to gather yourself. And I need you to ask yourself, why exactly do I feel obligated to people who would never love on me if I made it? I want you to ask yourself that. This is truly bigger than you getting exactly. Refer to page 4. My OGs know this. Obligating yourself to people who would never even care or throw themselves or support you or speak to you in the same way they do now when you're not above them or surpass them is actually quite wild. Yeah. People love to see you stay on the same level as them. That's why every time you try to quit smoking, what happened? They come around with the fattest. They come around with a whole pack. Every time you say, all right, I'm trying to get my health together, what happens? They want to bring some fried food in front of your face. Ooh, fried food in front of your face. Every time you say, okay, I got to study, what happens? They want to keep you on the phone, just pouring their lives out to you about the same bill-ish they were talking about last month. And now you on the phone trying to type up your paper, type up your report for your meeting, and all you doing like this, the phone to your ear, or I mean, that's old school, y'all know. I'm old school, okay? So you got the phone to your ear like this, but you new kids, y'all got stuff in your ears these days. And you like, girl, I told you to leave them alone. They don't even love you like that. She know you got stuff to do. She knows you working on bigger goals. Why she calling you with the same dumb stuff that she called you with last month? I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't like people like that. I do not like people like that. It is a scam friendship when you have a friend who knows that you have something important right in front of you to do, that part of your future depends on this. And they got the nerve to take up your time, occupy your time in the time frame that you need to get the work done. Whoo, that is some low key hateration. I don't like people like that. And I rebuke that energy 1,000,000,000%. It's not fair, it's ugly, and it's demonic. Yeah, I said it. Some of y'all got some demonic people around you right now. So let me throw a little bit of reassurance in your life. Let me throw a little bit of love and support in your life. Let me comfort you just a little bit as you go through this message, because I believe that you are the woman this message is for. You are on the right path. And if your path seems a little bit quiet right now, don't fret. Don't be scared. That's okay. It's supposed to be quiet. You're not supposed to have people popping out of the woodworks, as we used to say back in the day, to distract you. And those that are making it their business to come find you on the road, those are people who are only there to drag you back. They're not here to drag you forth. These are people who don't care about you. Don't feel suffocated. Don't feel obligated to turn back around. You don't owe anybody anything. You don't owe anybody anything. And I know that they want you. Ooh-wee. I know that they want you to be that way. Somebody is having a straight up epiphany right now. I want you to move in confidence. I want you to move in pure confidence. I want you to be loyal to you. I want you to be loyal to you. So if you are on the path and it got a little bit quiet, you are on the path and you like, oh girl, I don't know where this is going. I feel like I'm all over the place. Let me tell you something right now. This is where you truly pour into yourself. This is where you go harder. This is where you say you're going to do everything you promised yourself you were going to do. And I want you to be proud of yourself as you're going through this. Girl, I'm so glad I was able to wake up this morning, drink my coffee, and write out the first paragraph of my paper. Oh, girl, I'm so happy. I decided to practice my conversation I'm going to have with my boss to ask for my raise. Oh, I'm so glad I was able to discuss with this person about my dreams and see what comes of that. Like, you're making power moves. Your power moves are not back there. Your power moves is not turning back around and looking at the people who would never push you to do better. And that's what I'm talking about. You got people back here that would never push you to do better. I don't know where y'all from, but back in the day, when I was growing up, I had women around me consistently that told me, don't be like me, do better than me. Don't be a high school dropout. Get your education. Do your best. Wait until marriage to have children. Travel the world. There was always someone there to tell me that there are options beyond what's in front of your face. You just have to go get them. And if I see you in this neck of the woods again, I'm going to beat your ass. I don't know where y'all from, but that's the energy I'm giving right now. I don't want to see you in the neck of the woods where you don't belong. That's spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, and physically. Because what you doing going back? And a lot of you know that you're going back, and you're going back because it feels comfortable, because the quiet is uncomfortable. I don't care nothing about that. I need you to embrace this quiet, and I need you to embrace the uncomfortable, because that's where the change happens. That's where the transformation happens. Stop playing with me. Okay? Woo-wee. Some of y'all might actually enjoy this quiet space a whole lot, and you may stay here for a moment. There's nothing wrong with that. Stay in the quiet. As a matter of fact, the longer that you stay in the quiet, the more difficult it's going to be for BS to enter your life. Let me tell you what you do in this quiet right now. I'm going to tell you exactly what you do in this liminal quiet space. This is where you fine tune everything spiritual about you. I'm talking about your heart. I'm talking about your mind, your body. This is where you go into deep prayers. Oh my gosh, tap in. This is where you go into deep prayers. This is where you need to be asking for covering, for protection, to ask God to take you under his wing. Like, this is where you truly dive deep into your healing, for your next level. God, please protect me as I attempt to find my way through this. I know that there is more for me. Please protect me as I do that. Hi. I'm asking for your guidance. I'm asking for the truth. I'm asking you to protect me or keep me vigilant from the enemy that will show up and tempt me to go back to a place that I shouldn't even be. That's real. That's what you're supposed to be doing here. And I need to, like, really just hone this in on you. This is not a place where you're just resting. Resting is a part of it, but this is a place where you truly discover how much you are willing to not tolerate. You hear what I'm saying to you? Big yes. I feel like somebody got a big yes. Somebody is listening to this message and saying, oh my gosh, Cass, that is me. What you're saying is for me. Yeah. This is where you pull out the weeds. This is where you actually become a lot more aggressive in your stance. Let me be very clear. When you begin to find your way through this quiet road, being aggressive, and a lot of people are going to start calling you aggressive. Yeah. A lot of women know what this path feels like. You're going to find that there are parts of you that are more resilient than you've ever known. There are parts of you that are tenacious and forgiving and thoughtful, but then there are parts of you that come out to protect, to stop, to ward off evilness that may come your way that you can't see yet. Your intuition is just picking it up. And in this quiet space, in this liminal space, I want you to be very clear that anxiety that you feel, that is what you work on. That is what you pray on. That is what you pray over. That is what you ask protection from. And don't be starry-eyed and believe that because it's quiet, there aren't lurkers. There's always people watching you, collective. There's always people watching you, collective. And the enemy is always looking for people to disrupt you all the time. And it will never, ever fail. Do you hear me? Some of y'all might be a little bit stubborn in this phase as well. Oh, no, it can't possibly be me. But if you still allowing the BS to come to you, yes, baby, it's you. It's you. Okay? It's where you got to find big balance. Ooh-wee. I'm feeling refined, peaceful. Oh, a lot of y'all like it in this quiet place. A lot of people are doing some heavy inner work in this quiet space. Hey, if that's you, if you are the woman that's saying, hey, not only am I in my prayers, but baby, I am gracious. I am thankful. I am entering this praise with thanksgiving. Okay, tap in. If you are that woman who's like, nah, baby, this is easy going for me. I like this space. And I often enter this space. Take it. I often enter this space because it is a restful space for me. Ooh, I love that for you. It's where you become more perceptive, insightful. This is where you take, I love this for, if this is you, this is your type of party. I love this for you because it asks for you to be aware. It asks for you to be wise, to focus on your intuition, to be astute, to be scholarly. It's asking you to do that in this space. Tap in. If this is you and you don't need any direction and you don't need any explanation, this just feels good to be here. I want you to know that you can stay here high as long as you possibly need to. Some women who are accomplished, who have high capacity, some women enter this quiet path, this quiet road, because it's sacred. And it's also easier for them to spot the enemies that are lurking. Some enemies will hide and wait. They'll wait for you to emerge. But others are so greedy. And when I say enemies, I'm talking about friends, family, situations, vices, anything. They are so greedy and they want your attention so bad that they will follow you no matter where you go, and they make themselves known. Many women do this. They get quiet when they can't flesh out the snake in their circle, whether it be at work, whether it be a relationship, family, friends, romantic. They will do this into a quiet phase. And I love this for you. So if that's you, take it. Take it, because the cause and effect is absolutely real. It's absolutely real. Ooh-wee. Every action has a corresponding reaction. Absolutely. And nothing happens by chance or coincidence. Don't ever let that go. Nothing happens by chance or coincidence. They coming up on you, polarity. Everything has two opposite poles or extremes, which are interconnected and necessary for balance, north and south. And I absolutely agree with that. And that is why, if you are a woman who loves to be in this quiet space, because it helps you refocus, it helps you sift through the noise and sift through the bullshit. Hey, listen, I love that for you. I love that for you. And this is where you find comfort. This is where you find support. Hi. This is where you feel the most grounded. Yeah, I love this for you. I love this for you. I want y'all to type a 1 in the chat if this message is resonating. Don't forget to hit that like button. Please hit that like button, y'all. Don't forget to share this video and comment, okay? This is a small growing channel, and I want to get the word out that we encourage and empower women over here to protect themselves, love themselves, live in their truth. High capacity, high earning, high value women belong in this space. So many spaces. Thank you, Travis. So many spaces focus on you restarting and rehealing, and you got to journal your feelings, and you got to find therapy. And I agree with all those things, but you're not beginning again. And if you are beginning again, you're not beginning from the very bottom. You're not at ground zero. Or you have people who are like, you are a leader and this is what you do in your leadership and this is how it goes for you. Like, you have to be poised and do this. And I'm just like, girl, it's both. We have to honor the spiritual and we have to honor the leader. Because one doesn't operate without the other. People have morals, they have real life. And because you're high capacity, high earning, high achieving, because you are a high value woman who've invested heavily within herself to heal, to love, to learn, the world thinks that you are always okay. I'm here to give you that alignment. so that you don't feel lonely. And if you're second guessing yourself, even with everything that you've achieved, and you're looking to say, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm still second guessing myself, even though I got the degrees, even though I got the certifications, even though my life experience could be a whole book, even though I've won multiple spiritual warfare battles, even though I've done the most. Even with the least, I still second guess whether I belong in the rooms that I'm walking into. That is an alignment stagnation. And I'm here to say, baby, tap in. Woo! We're going to get that together. Okay? We're going to get that together. We don't have to sit up here and do all this. I see you. I see how powerful you are. I see that there are people who absolutely do not like the fact that you continue to elevate at every step, no matter what the world throws at you. I see that. I know what it feels like when you feel lonely and lost. I know what it feels like to start over again. And I know what it feels like to have the power to advocate for yourself. Yeah, that's what we're talking about over here. We're talking about wearing your crown, that your crown belongs to you. That's what we're talking about over here. And if anybody got a problem with that, they can kick rocks. Ooh-wee. Somebody, now listen, I just said that, and somebody just a whole ton, a weight just came off of them. I just said that, and a weight came off of them. Some of y'all might still be feeling judged. I feel like a lot of this is self-judgment, and your self-judgment is projecting out. Now, it's not to say that somebody else is not judging you, because listen, like I said, you're a superstar in a lot of people's worlds. But a lot of this is self-judgment. You absolutely belong in those rooms. You absolutely get to tell your boss, yes, I want that raise and I deserve it. You get to walk away from things that don't serve you, environments, jobs, people. Yes, you are the director of your life. That means you make the choices and you help guide the roads to get what you want and deserve. Point blank, period. I'm so sick of women having to quiet themselves or have to sanitize their stories and their journeys and their accomplishments because most people around them are scared. Most people around them don't want them to shine. What? Who are these hating hoes? Yeah, some of y'all getting up out of Dodge. What's on the other end of all of this chaos as you figure this out? What's on the other end of this is complete peace. Yeah, it's alignment. It's balance. You feel good. And I know, let me tell you, I know that for a lot of you, feeling good is weird because you've been stressed for so long. Make sure y'all like this video. You've been stressed for so long that peace feels like chaos to you. It feels weird. Why so quiet? What's going on? And some of y'all expect the peace, but then we'll turn around and say, okay, it's too quiet right now. That means something bad is going to happen. I need you to stop that. Yeah. A lot of y'all feel that way. A lot of y'all will accept that it's a time of peace and then expect that a war is coming. What if that's not the case? What if you actually work so hard to set yourself up for peace for the rest of your life that you actually achieve it? Blessings. What if that's actually the case? What if that is the case? How about that's the case? Yeah. What are y'all saying here? Yeah. Okay, so a lot of y'all on the path. A lot of y'all on this path. And I feel like somebody just made the connection that, oh my gosh, I am a high achieving woman. I am somebody that has the degrees, I have the certifications, I have the life experience. I am a mother, I am a wife, or I'm out here traveling the world. I'm out here seeing. I feel like so many women can identify with being a particular type of woman, however it comes to be, but it's high capacity, high achieving. And you're saying, whoa, sometimes I do second guess myself. Sometimes I do doubt myself. And if that's you, I want you to like this video. What's my occupation? I am a hospice social worker. I've been a hospice social worker for over 10 plus years. Are you trying to like, what would you like? What else would you like to know? 11th hour care is actually my specialty. Yeah. I went to school and got my degree in gerontology, and I went and got my master's degree in social work. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. That's my occupation. Yeah. And I took what I learned in 11th hour care and I transferred those skills to witness women and who they are today instead of waiting until end of life. Because I believe high achieving women that have poured into the world and poured into themselves, they should not have to wait for 50, 60, 70, 80 years to say, you are amazing. I can't believe all the things that you accomplished. And then they get their flowers at the end of life. That's how my skills transfer. I am uniquely qualified to hold a sacred space for women. High capacity women. I am uniquely qualified for that. I've worked in corporate America. I worked in private sector, and I also own my own business. Furthermore, I'm a United States Air Force veteran. I served this country for too long. Okay, my knees and my feet are paying for it. Yes, and so is my shoulder and my neck. Okay, and this hip. Yes. And yes, I am married. Yes, happily. Yeah. Yes. I've also lived in multiple countries. I've traveled this world by myself and with my husband. Yes. So my occupation as of right now, as I'm sitting here with you, is to pour love and life into high value, high accomplished, high achieving women who still believe at some point that they don't deserve to be in the rooms with the big steppers when they are the big steppers. Yeah. And I still want to sit here and speak to women and tell them that just because you got a lot of hating hoes in the world, don't mean that you should not be poured into. Does not mean you should not be loved. That's my goal. Yes. I'm a prophetic speaker, but I am motivational. Motivational AF. I'm some of your favorite content creators. I'm who they call for spiritual information, for spiritual technology. Yeah. So I don't know who else you asked that question to, but baby, I am uniquely qualified to love on the women's, okay? Because they deserve it. No, it's not a self-esteem issue. And I refuse to reduce it as a self-esteem issue. I would never reduce it to a self-esteem issue, ever. Ever. So if you want to have that conversation, then you can book a private one-on-one and we could talk about that. Yeah, if you would like to do that. All right. Or you can book your private sacred water ceremony if you want to talk about that. But if you talk about what I'm uniquely qualified for, yeah, I'm uniquely qualified to support women who have done it and hold that sacred space and be a witness to their greatness, not when they're at end of life, but as they live their lives. Ooh, tap in. I think people do know their worth. Women do know their worth. Yeah. Alignment is not the same as devalued. Yeah. And I don't think that women get enough credit for knowing who they are and what their worth is. And because they are wanting to be in alignment, wanting to be seen, to be validated by someone else who sees their story, that's not them not knowing their worth. It's them not wanting to be alone in their journey. And I totally relate to that. Who will want to be alone in a journey when so many great things are happening? So, yeah. Thank you for asking a question. Mm-hmm. Because I don't come on here and I don't say, "Oh my gosh, y'all, four wands, y'all, it's a union, it's about to be something." No, these pictures are beautiful. That's what cards are to me. They're beautiful pictures. Everything that I speak comes from my spirit, comes from my soul. Mm-hmm. And I hold the journey of successful women, whatever their success looks like, I hold it in high regard because I've had that support and I've not had that support. Mm-hmm. And I spent a very long time in the field doing that. So I appreciate your question. Because I'm going to go ahead on and I'm going to do what I tell all the women that I come in contact with. Pat yourself on the back because you're not like every other broad out here. Mm-hmm. You're not. And I'm not. That's why when I get people that come into my chat talking about, "Oh, you got them cars and you lying," I'm like, "Girl, you ain't been here for that long because all I'm doing is pouring into you." That's it. Had somebody in my chat do that earlier. Mm-hmm. I'm not sitting up here asking you to think of chaos, not giving you false information with my titles. I'm not doing any of that. When you come in here, you're going to get a $250 sermon. Yeah. You're going to get somebody that truly, genuinely cares and has the body of work to back it up. Mm-hmm. Thank you. I love these cards too. They're really cool. And since people are asking questions, anymore? Anymore? Before I continue on with the finality of my message, of my motivational, beautiful message for women and letting them know that they are on the right path. And they know that they're on the right path because it's getting quiet. And not to be fooled by that quietness, to embrace that quietness. It's where the work happens. It's where you become closer to God. It's where you recognize who the leeches are in your life. Double tap that screen. So if you're a woman who has been truly working on herself, investing in yourself, and let me tell you something, I am that woman who has paid thousands of dollars for retreats, thousands of dollars for keynotes, speaking engagements. I've been in the rooms. I have invested in every journal. I got every journal across the board. Okay. Therapy, all of that. I've invested in it. I know the women I'm speaking to have spent tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, leaving this country, going to foreign places to find their way. I'm speaking to those women who invested themselves heavily. Yeah. You said no one said that. You've never made any comment prior to asking that. Oh, I don't know who's saying that. A lot of men convince women to put their career on hold as they fulfill theirs, especially when a baby is involved or a baby. Men are quick to say, "I want you to have my baby." Women should be home. I mean, that may be the case for some women, but the women, the women I know, they be like, "Girl, I'm gonna have this baby and I'm gonna have my career," okay? And a lot of the women that I work with are in very healthy, loving marriages. And that's another thing. I think that we speak about women as if every woman is in a crisis. Not every woman is in a crisis. I don't speak, not that I don't know women in crisis, but that's not my target audience. If you're coming in here and you're having a full-blown mental breakdown, I'm going to encourage you to call a therapist or go to the emergency room to get mental health services. That is not what I do. I'm speaking to women who know what they've accomplished, who know what's going on, and they need that next level assistance to find their alignment. That's it. I believe in self-authorship. I believe in self-leadership. And that's why I've deemed it the arrival era. Yeah. And I love those seminars. I've been to a few seminars myself, but I will tell you this. There are a lot of women who spend big dollars on seminars, on talks. They think they're going to go there and learn the secret to manifestation. They think they're going to go there and learn the secret to do all of this next level stuff, and they leave with nothing. They leave with being sold a book. They leave with getting to my $150,000 program, and then I'll tell you the secret. Yeah, that's what they leave with. And they don't leave with proximity. Yeah, that's the big thing. They don't leave with proximity. And everybody treats a successful, high capacity woman, treats them as if they're dumb, treats them as if they're starting from ground zero, as if they're continuously broken. Yeah, that's how they treat them. I've been to those seminars. I've written to women who've conducted those seminars, spoken at those seminars, at keynote speakers, and said, I'm highly disappointed. I thought I was going to get this, and I walked away with something I could have Googled. Yeah. Like I'm not a level one. And throughout my 10 plus years in end of life care, hospice, social work, 11th hour care, with being around the women that I'm around, I am so happy that I pivoted out of crisis and survival women who are still learning to love themselves, who are still learning to know themselves, to women who are like, girl, this is where I am. The alignment adjustment, stepping out of decades of behavior and survival is not easy. Even when your success, even when on paper, you know that you are successful, your mind and your body and your thoughts and your ideas do not always provide emotional and spiritual safety. That's where I come in. Hey, yeah. Yeah. So I'm really glad you asked those questions. I'm so glad that you were able to make those statements, because it allows me to clarify my positioning. When I get here on YouTube, this is me gathering the community. When I'm in my chambers and I'm speaking to women and I'm doing my coaching or I'm doing my private water sacred ceremonies, these women are next level. Yeah. All my links that I use to get in touch with me are in the description. So thank you. I appreciate you again. I don't. I don't. This is a really interesting question. Let me say. He said, I was a case manager at a shelter. Women who shared their stories, their stories were horrific. I hope you talk to women in shelters, especially DV shelters. I don't. That's just not my specialty. I don't have the capacity for that. And that's what I love about working with the community that I do. It's not that it's not a part of their story at all. It's not that I have not worked with women or sat with women who that's not a part of their stories. I just work in a different capacity in their lives. And I'm not an acute manager. Mm-mm. I have, yeah, I have friends that love that work. They are passionate about it. That's not my specialty. My specialty is end of life care. My specialty is, I'm going to say, is death. Ego death. Yeah. Physical leaving towards end of life, creating that sacred space, that sacred conversation, holding that place. Yeah. So yeah. I have, when I graduated from graduate school, I didn't go into case management. I was not a fan of case management. And I think case management is actually a very broken system. I went directly into being a director. I graduated and they was like, yeah, we got this spot for you to be a director. And I went to being a director at a very prestigious memory care community. And I worked there for a long time. It was great. It was great, but I did not feel like my skills were being used in the capacity that I knew that they could. So I went to my own private practice. Yeah. And I feel you on that. So thank you. So thank you again. I think that we have our places and we have our gifts that show up in different areas of people's lives. And my gift is to provide a stability when you've done the work and everything in your body is telling you, no, I have to go back to chaos. I have to go back to chaos because that's what I know. That's what I know. That's what I thrive in, is chaos. And I'm like, no, you don't thrive in chaos. You feel activated in chaos. So let's do something else with that. And let's get you in alignment to be the leader, the self leader that you work so hard to become. So yeah. All right. Any other questions before I get up out of here, y'all? Ooh, that was a great ending. I appreciate it. I really, really love that. Two of Pentacles. Definitely recognizing. Oh, and that Three of Swords. Yeah, somebody breaking free right now. My goodness. Somebody is having a cleansing. Who's having a cleansing? Oh boy. Man, that came out of nowhere. And what I say? Boom. That. All right, guys, this was a great conversation today. I loved hanging out with you. You are amazing. I want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed, who has donated and contributed to tonight's or this afternoon's broadcast. And I really thank you for the support. No, I don't do tarot card readings. No, this right here, all this right here, this is just to occupy something with my time and keep the message clear. Okay, so that I don't just go off anywhere, because I don't have anything written down. There's nothing, everything is live and channeled, right? So it just keeps my messages just together, cohesive. But as far as like private, no. And you want to know why? Because in my experience, people want their future to be told. They want to use it as a tool of spiritual bypassing. And I don't like that. People will literally ask me questions. I don't read the future. That is not my gift. Okay. I'm not a medium. That's not my gift. Yeah. And so I use it because the pictures are pretty. And when I go into an art gallery, when I go to paint for the night and whatever it's called, sip and paint, the colors, the pictures, the symbols, they stick out to me. And they make me think of things, think of situations, think of opportunities, think of, what might be happening. But no, as far as like reading them, no. Mm-hmm. Any other questions? I don't mind these questions. It's Sunday. I'm gonna actually go and get some pho. I found me a really cool pho place out here in San Diego. I have been searching for amazing pho since I left Vietnam. I found one place in the South, and I think I just found another place that's close to San Diego. Thank you so much for your sub. I appreciate it. And thank you for coming in here and chatting with me. You're always welcome. I don't mind the questions at all. I don't. If that allows you to get to know who you're listening to better, I am so here for it, because I don't think that we ask enough of people in here, just on this platform, period. Like, what qualifies them to be a spiritual teacher or a leader or a thought leader? We don't ask about their experiences. We don't ask about what makes them uniquely qualified. And to me, somebody's life experience can make them uniquely qualified. You don't need to have all these degrees and certifications. But there are some amazing women on here that have just they blow me out the water with their life experience, with their education, with their know-how, with their skills. But I think it's imperative that you know, like, who's in front of you. So I don't mind the questions at all. Pho is excellent. Gosh, I love me some pho. I can't wait to go get some. Yup. So you are more than welcome. I truly appreciate you. I encourage you guys to continuously ask questions about who you're getting your spiritual information from. I know that there was somebody in here earlier that said, do you follow God? I am a woman who believes in God. My channel follows 5 pillars, okay? Prayer, manifestation, alignment, spiritual warfare / protection, and healing. Those are my 5 pillars. I'm going to bounce through those when the channel message comes. All right. So yeah. Okay. Who's the winner tonight for the poll? You guys said you're doom scrolling. 31%, 28% between you're my feed friend and sub with notifications, and then 14% video was shared. I clicked. Whoa, I think that's the highest I've ever had before. Thank you so much for sharing this video. Even when you guys share it to yourselves and your text messages, you share it on Facebook, I really appreciate it. It lets YouTube know, like, hey, there's something amazing happening here. This woman and the collective are creating magic, and you guys need to send more people out. I am starting to do more uploads. My uploads are not as popular as I would like them to be, but I think that training the algorithm to see them is what's going to happen. I do not mind doing the work, y'all. You guys show up, I'm going to be here no matter what. So make sure that you have your notifications on. Make sure that the bell is clicked, that you guys are here. I'm going to share the video that I just uploaded on Friday to my community tab, and hopefully you guys will click on it and like it and love on it. I think it's got like 30 views, which is actually not too shabby. I'm really proud of that, especially for someone who doesn't upload a lot. So thank you guys so much for always supporting me, for always being there. I love you guys so very much. Words cannot express how thankful I am for 2.35 thousand subscribers that decided to say, I'm going to click that red button. You guys are just phenomenal. I love you, love you, love you. I will see you guys live again on Wednesday. And I feel like there's something, live again on Wednesday, upload on Friday, and live again on Sunday. Okay. I love you guys. Love you guys. Love you guys so much. Later. Thank you, Travis, for keeping the community safe.